I got with Kadyn actually at halftime, so I didn't have to put up with all the band and the music. He was down in the tunnel, so I actually got a good interview with him where he talked about, just how Tyler Barnes' tweets during the year were helped to continue to build a bridge. That built it. That he didn't exterminate that bridge. That they, where a lot of people were kind of bagging on Kadyn when he was struggling. That was, I thought that was interesting. Just talk to him about the Iowa swarm and if Iowa having a collective made a difference to him. And he said, yeah, it did. And they've been, supportive, talking to them since he's, just the awareness of it. And just how Xavier Wampa was hitting him up as soon as he went in the portal and just communicating with him and all the guys. So, yeah, he seemed pretty pumped to be a Hawkeye.
Somebody asked me, was it earlier today, what do you think it was ultimately that moved him to make this decision to enter the portal? And again, I mean, his eyes were locked onto Iowa from the outset. But my simple response is obviously he's talked about being homesick, but I think he learned, and Tom, I'd be curious to get your thoughts on this, and it kind of goes along well with what Kadyn said. I think he learned when he got down there and went through some struggles that the response that he got, the vitriol from fans when he quit, that's not unique to Iowa. And
no,
people are going to be upset when they lose a guy that is as maybe generational as Kadyn Proctor could be at his respective position. Just talk about maybe the experience that he learned down in Alabama.
Yeah, there was that. And just that you have to realize that the anonymous nature of the internet is going to lead people to do things that they wouldn't say to your face or do to you personally. So I think he learned that lesson. But I also think, one of the things he shared with me when I talked to him at halftime was how emotional it was for his family because, it costs a lot of, he was talking about it costs a lot of money to travel down to Tuscaloosa, Alabama for every game or wherever they're at in the SEC, and how his family was, in tears, happy that he was going to be close to home where they can spend more time with him and be at the games and not have to, it's a half a tank of gas there and back probably instead of, $500 plane ticket or $600 or $700 or however much it is to wherever you fly in to get to Tuscaloosa. If you fly into Birmingham or Atlanta and drive over, I mean, that's a haul. I mean, so it's going to be beneficial to his family as well. And he shared that emotion.
Tom, last question on Kadyn, and I appreciate you addressing this before we talk a little bit about basketball. How does this, in your opinion, affect Iowa's hunt for Nick Brooks, who decommitted and part of the really talented 25 class?
Yeah, I think it certainly helps. It certainly helps him, helps them with that recruitment and get it. They're still engaged with him. He just wanted to take more visits, and so the way you do that is with Iowa, and so everybody's above board is you decommit, so you can take those and do those freely and not kind of violate that relationship trust with Iowa. Iowa's still going to want to land Nick Brooks. I think getting Proctor will help that, and it's going to be interesting. So the other thing he said, I asked him about, you're not coming in feeling like you're handed anything. And he goes, no, I got to go. Basically, I got to go out and earn it. Just like he had to earn it at Alabama to be a starter there. He had to go into practice. Nobody was giving him the starting job and just letting him have it. He knows he's got to come in and win the starting job at left tackle, and that's what he's looking to do.
Can I just ask you, Tom? I told you the last question, but now I want to ask you another one.
It's okay.
If you had to predict right now, we haven't seen spring ball. I mean, he literally just got here last night.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you predict he ends up? You think he's a left tackle at Iowa?
Yeah, I actually wrote something, outlook for the Iowa O-line that we have up on our site right now, and it just basically talks about, left tackle Kadyn Proctor, left guard Connor Colby, center Logan Jones, right guard Jennings Dunker, right tackle Mason Richmond. That's what I think. Right now, just kind of just small sample size, just thinking about it. That's what I think. You've got some flexibility there with Tyler Ellsbury being your number 2 at center and probably the guard position. I'd keep an eye on Cade Pieper. I think he's really coming along. And then you've got, kind of a good journeyman kind of hand at tackle guard position, and Nick DeYoung, who could jump in at either position at any time. So I think they've got a solid 8, 9. I didn't even mention Bo Stevens, who I think is a really talented player too. So they've got that really gets them to like 9 players that they could potentially have along that offensive line that I think they would feel really comfortable playing.
And it's a put up or shut up year at that across the line. Am I right, Tom?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's no more. They're young. There's no more. They're inexperienced. All those guys have got a lot of time, a lot of reps, hundreds of snaps. So the thing that they have struggled with, though, is staying healthy. Mason Richmond was not healthy last year. Logan Jones not healthy, part of last year. They just had a lot of guys that were nicked up. So they're going to have to. Dunker was hurt late in the year too. So they just got to get healthy. And I think if they get healthy and stay healthy, again, big ask because it's the Big Ten and it's a physical league. But if they can stay healthy, that line's got a chance to be pretty good. And you've got Kadyn Proctor with, I think it was 811 snaps of SEC football, basically, under his belts. So he's coming in not like a green redshirt freshman kind of player who didn't play last year at Alabama. He's coming in with 14 games of experience as a starter in one of the best programs in the country. So that's in playing against the Georgias and the LSUs and the Michigans. And so he's ready.
And Texas.
Come in, and Texas, yeah.